I let's assume a story. I have a means to produce electricity from my community. Maybe there is a waterfall in my community, or I have a gas pipeline that pass through it, which I can buy gas, or even have coal, or even uranium, or abundance of wind power in my community. And using any method that can produce electricity that will power my entire community or my local government with maybe my neighboring local government. And I decided to embark on this project just for the government to say that I do not have the license to do that. I do not have the license to produce light for my people who do not actually have light. They stay in darkness and I want to produce light, but I do not have the license to produce light for my people. Let's think of this, that production of light is exclusively the right of the government, or you obtain a license before you can be able to do this. But these my people can produce light for themselves by using generator, or the few that have money can use solar to produce light in their home for themselves. Now, if I want to produce light with my generator and now give it to my neighbor, he say no. If I want to produce light by any means and now share it with my neighbor, you say I'm doing it at a commercial quantity, so I need a license. Why? You see, sometimes I think that there are policies, rules, and laws that hinder development of a country, and there are so many of them in Nigeria that we choose not to do away with. So many of them. Even the idea of sharing resources with the federal government, getting all the natural resources, not all the natural resources, because the gold in Zamfara is controlled by Zamfara state government. Let's say the oil, that's the major resources of the federal government. They get the money and they share it among the federation. That policy alone, that policy is destroying the country. It's making some areas, some regions, some states to be very lazy, because they believe that allocation will come from the federal government. So it does not work well. There are so many things that work against the development of this country, and we know about it, but we choose to allow it to remain the same way. Why? Even the federal system of government that we are practicing presently is not a true federalism. It's a unitary system of government, and it's affecting development negatively. Sometimes I think that when law were written, people wrote it bearing in mind the spirit and the letter of the law. The spirit may be different from the letter. Maybe, okay, let's talk of electricity. Maybe when government was the sole producers and distributors of electricity, when we used to have NEPA, maybe the idea was that let only federal government produce electricity because it will be cheaper. If we allowed individual to do that, it will become costlier for the people. So because of that, let the federal government do it. They now put it into an exclusive list. Now the spirit of that law was for the federal government to produce electricity at a cheaper rate. That was the main reason of that law. It does not, the spirit, the intention was not to stop anybody who can produce electricity at a cheaper rate, instead allow the people to remain in darkness. No, a law cannot be made in such a way. Yes, a law cannot be made in such a way. I think Afrocentrism is the only way, the only concept, the only ideology that can help to liberate Nigeria. And it is based on the principle of self-relying. We must rely in our regions. We must rely in the continent of the Black Africa. We must rely on ourselves. Technologically, economically, we must allow the people. We must practice a capitalist system of government, allow the people to contribute to the society. The government rule should be regulation, and regulation should not be absolute. Yeah, there may be some areas that the government need absolute regulation. Sorry, there may be, but it shouldn't be in economy. Anything economy should not be absolutely controlled. Yes, I mean production. Anything an individual can produce that will add value to the society should not be in that, because some regulation are entrance. We just need to be Afrocentric. That is all we need to survive. Thank you very much.